Hello and welcome to the THOMCAST. I'm Tom, president and dictator for life of 515comics.com. Today's fabulous guest is Maddie Martin.
Hi.
Maddie does another comic on our website, 515comics.com.
I do redemption at redemptioncomic.com because I couldn't get redemption.com.
Yeah. What was that?
Cans.
That's right. So tomorrow, it is now Thursday evening. Tomorrow morning, Maddie and I are going to get up bright and early and trek across this great nation of ours. We're going to Ohio for the space convention, and it's I'm pretty excited about it. I've been thinking about it a lot the past couple days, especially, and I'm really like, at first I was kind of worried. It's like a 10-hour drive, and I'm like, man, it's gonna be a really long trip. But I don't know. I've always kind of liked the road trip idea. Like, when I was just out of high school, I went on a road trip with a couple friends, and we made it like 10 miles inside of Missouri, and then just stopped and found a hotel, and it was super lame. And so I'm really kind of excited to be like doing like last year when we went to Minnesota and we went to St. Louis and to some of these areas that are like kind of far away. It's kind of fun doing this, like going with a friend or two and going on like a road trip. And then we get to go to a convention, which is awesome. So it's like a win-win. You're excited.
I don't travel well.
Yeah, I know. Maddie doesn't travel
well. So, I don't like traveling, so it's going to be a very long drive for me, but I'm prepared, and it's going to be a fun trip.
Yeah.
It will be a fun trip as long as it doesn't storm.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, I think we're in the free and clear on that.
I think so, yeah.
So it should be okay. And then the convention is going to be like, it's the first convention I've gone to that's like, it's all about independent publishing.
Yep.
So I'm really excited to see just how other people who are making their own comics and making their own books do the whole convention thing. Like, I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be a lot different from the comic conventions we've gone to, because people, like, I feel like there's probably not going to be people doing some of the more gimmicky stuff, like selling prints of like Marvel and DC characters.
I hope
we see that a lot.
I mean, nothing against those guys, but I don't like it just because that's not yours. It's your style, but you don't own that.
Right.
You don't own that.
Yeah.
That's not your characters. That's not your thing, and that's what we focus on is our own creator, own stuff. So that's something I hadn't thought of, but I kind of want to look forward to that too.
Yeah.
But who knows? For all we know, it could be all guys doing fanfic.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what?
Really
if that's what they do, and if it's what they do and what they love, then sure, that's great. But yeah, I mean, it's something that we could look forward to, which is seeing other creator-owned guys that we interact with online and that we've seen at conventions. But I'm trying to think. They're usually a lot of the guys that have their own series are those kind of guys. But much like us at conventions, they're all together or split apart, and you don't ever really get to talk to them much.
Right, yeah.
But it's really like, I guess I wouldn't be exaggerating with saying, like, it's maybe 3 out of 10 guys are that at conventions that are doing artwork. Because, you'll have one guy who's doing his own thing, and then you'll have, like, 4 other guys who are all just doing fan arts.
Yeah.
Or
there are some people, too, that will kind of do both. Like, the guy that we sat next to at SpringCon last year, like, he had his own comic, but then he was also selling like art cards and stuff, which I mean, like, I see that a lot, and I think that it's a pretty common thing where it's like you have your own unique stuff, and that's what you're there trying to promote, but you also want to make some money, and an easy way to do that is to like sell stuff that's just like this fan art.
It's something that people are going to look at and relate with and want.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's what it is. People are going to look at something like Spider-Man or Batman and want that over someone else's own thing that they don't know anything about.
Right.
It's unfortunate, but it's true.
Well, and it makes sense. I mean, the thing is it's when people go to comic conventions, they're going because they're interested in comics. Like, it might not mean that they're interested in like seeing what a bunch of schmucks come up with in their spare time. they know the comics that they already like. They're already fans of comics, and so that's what they're going to see.
Yep.
And that's why I'm just like, the more I think about it, the more I'm really excited to go to space, just because it's like, maybe there won't be any of that there. Maybe it's all going to be like, and I'm really interested to see what the crowd is like. You know, I mean, it could be that it's a smaller draw, which I mean, that's very likely. But all of the people will have a much higher likelihood of being interested in what we're doing.
I mean, we don't even know what we're going to.
Yeah, no, not really.
So, I mean, we're going to Columbus, which is a very big city.
Yeah,
and
that's true. That's true.
So we may be walking into a very big thing.
Yeah.
If you found out about it and signed up for it, you know, and we're 10 hours away from it, this could be a very big thing. This could be a very popular thing. Point is, we don't know.
Yeah.
Because we don't have that here. We don't have this kind of convention here. We did Icon last year, which was a lot of fun. It was a great convention, you know, and it was, from what everyone told us, the best Icon in a ever, really.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, we're driving 3 states over to a convention that we have an idea that it's going to be smaller than what we've seen before, but we just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing could be very big. We just, you know, we're going into this, you know, blind. We don't know.
It's
so
exciting.
It is going to be exciting. You know, there's chances that we're going to leave this thing really excited that we went. There's chances that we could leave maybe a little disappointed, but, you know, I don't think we will leave disappointed. I think this is going to be a good convention. And I mean, it's like, I think I was telling you, worst case scenario is we walk in there and we are the only creator-owned people. And everybody is selling back issues of Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, hey.
It's very possible. But
then we got a corner on the market.
We do. So, but, you know, I think this thing will be fun. And it's like I said, we're just, you know, we're going into this not knowing a whole lot about it. And we could, you know, we are going to a very big populated area.
Yeah.
So it could be higher than our own expectations right now.
It could indeed. And even if it isn't, even if it's a total bust, we don't sell a single thing, we're gonna at least get to meet other people doing what we do, and that's invaluable. I've said that before. I love meeting the other creators and just like seeing what they do and then stealing their ideas and using them for myself. That's what I like to get out of it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Anyway, so we'll probably do another one of these afterwards or maybe during, and we'll talk about what we think about it, and it'll be super great. Thanks, Maddie, for being my fabulous guest.
Thank you, Tom.
And thanks for going to the con with me, man. I'm really looking forward to the trip.
It's gonna be fun, and then in a month, we're heading up to Minneapolis for another con.
Yes, and then maybe I'll get to take a break for a while.
Yeah, do you have anything planned after that, like in the near future, or is it pretty much you're gonna probably maybe take the summer off because you did a couple in the summer, and are you thinking maybe you might just give the summer a break and then hit the fall?
The next big one that's planned is in September.
Okay.
So yeah, the spring con will be kind of the next big thing, and then the mini con is happening in June, which is here in Des Moines. So that's kind of like, it's just one day, so it's like, you know, I don't have to plan a whole lot for it.
It's a smaller icon, essentially.
Yeah, it's basically, I think they call it the Min-Icon, actually, but it's spelled Minicon. But yeah, so that's in June, but that's like kind of, you know, barely anything to worry about. And so yeah, so then I'll actually get a couple months off from conventions, which you'll probably need.
Yes, considering that technically you left for a convention 7 days ago.
Yes.
And came back, and only to be back for 4 days preparing for another convention.
Yeah, and working all 4 of those days.
And then when we get back, we're going to have roughly 3 weeks until we leave for another convention. I don't see how people can do this all the time.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
There are people who are always on the road doing conventions, like they do 1 or 2 of them. We know a guy who's doing a lot of them.
Yeah.
More power to you if that's your job. No thank you, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't live in the right area to do that.
No, we don't.
We need to live somewhere where there's like, you know, 5 cons in town if we want to do that. But anyway, and my cold's not even all gone yet. Yeah. So, thanks very much for watching. If you're gonna be at space, maybe, I don't know, it would be cool to see you. And if you watch this after meeting me at space, thanks for finding the THOMCASTs and watching them. That's pretty awesome of you. So have a good night, guys. See you later.
We'll see you there.